not going to be recorded. Now that you're aware of all of the 8 chakras and their respective colors and the spinning of the chakras, become aware of the reality of them. Even though you can't see them with your physical eyes, you can see them with your third eye open. And they are as real and even more real than your physical body itself is, as they came before your physical body, as they are part of your etheric body. And your etheric and your astral actually form your physical body. Most don't know that. Most think it's the other way around, but it is the etheric and astral that create the physical body. And now put your attention at your high heart center and your 6th chakra in the middle of the forehead, the third eye, and connect the two energetically. Send energy from the high heart center up to the third eye, and then back down around again, and around and up and down and up and down, forming a vortex of energy that your conscious knowing self can now be drawn into or pulled into, as it's pulled into a vortex. And coming out in the middle of your forehead, looking out through your third eye as a doorway or a window out into the astral world. And then let yourself move through. Let that conscious knowing self, or that small ball of light of consciousness that you are, and let that just go out through the third eye and out into the room wherever you are, and become aware of your physical body laying or sitting there, and that you are not the physical body, that the physical body is but a vessel that you are using at this time. But you, the real you, is this little ball of light, or this conscious knowing self. And in the astral world now, give this a form, an astral form. You can make it the ideal image of yourself if you wish, or anything else you wish. Whatever that ideal that you have of what you would like to look like, as you would look into a mirror, and what would you like to see? If it is exactly the way you are, wonderful. If it is something different, maybe younger, whatever it might be, see yourself as you would like to be and create that astral image. And the more that you actually do this, if you were to do this every day and create that astral image of what you want to look like, if it is can be a mirror image of yourself as you look now, only the ideal image, you can begin to create that image in your physical body. It can actually take on the characteristics of your ideal astral body as well. Most people don't know that. Now, as you have your ideal image of your astral body, now see yourself floating above a beach, the ocean waves, this sandy beach below you. You look out across the sandy beach and see that no one is here. You are all alone. You float down to the beach and your feet hit the sand. You feel the warmth of the sand on your feet. And you feel the sun's rays on your back. And you become aware of your other senses coming alive as well. All of your senses. Sense of smell, you can smell the salt air. Hearing, you hear the waves as they crash into the shore, or the seagulls as they fly overhead. touch of the warmth of the sand. As you walk down toward the water's edge, you feel the water now coming over your feet. Coolness of the water mixing with the heat coming from the sun. Feeling that wonderful sense of cooling on your feet. And you sense the energy all around you as well. How you feel in this energy, how you feel when you're near the ocean or near any body of water for that matter. Certainly the ocean. Feel those negative ions, the energy moving through you. How wonderful it makes you feel. Something that is hard to describe to someone that doesn't understand energy. Yet you can feel it, you can feel it. And as you become in touch with everything that is here, the ocean waves, the sand, the sun, the seagulls above, you focus now on the waves coming in. They come into the shore and then recede back out, crash onto the shore, and recede back out, wave after wave after wave. You come in touch with the frequency of those waves as they keep coming in and going back out. Energy, they come in and a rest as they recede back out. An energy and a rest. Just how all of life is an energy and a rest. Creation itself began with an energy, creation, and a rest. Heard that before in your Bible as the 7 days, 6 days of creation, and then the resting on the 7th day. Of course, it is an allegory for all of life, all of creation, without this energy and a rest. Your breathing is an energy and a rest. Gaia's breathing is an energy and a rest. And you can tune in now to Gaia's breathing. And tune into that energy, that rest. Feel her breathing. Feel the connection to all of nature. Feel the animals and the plants. How they are all a part of being in a rest. All of the solar system is the same, an energy and a rest, and the galaxy, beyond the galaxy. Let yourself drift up now from this beach scene, high above the sand, rising up into the sunlit sky, or if you are in a place where it's nighttime, into the starry sky, higher and higher till you pass to the Earth's atmosphere. Now you become aware of all of our ships out here, Pleiadian ships, Sirian ships, Arcturian ships, Antarian, Andromedan, so on. All many millions and millions of ships docked all across or around the planet. Some simply stationary, some moving. All have their purpose, though, for being here. Some are simply watchers. And others are the ones that are here to take action and have been taking action. Now become aware of the waves of energy that have been coming in. Just as the waves of the water crash upon the shore and then recede back out. See the waves coming through the galaxies from the great central sun of the universe, the cosmic source of all of creation in this universe, and the waves of energy that are emanating from there, wave after wave, becoming larger and larger, more and more intense, more and more powerful. These waves, if you look at it from a sense of time, you had these waves coming in for a long time. Sometimes when these waves came in, they were blocked somewhat. First by those forces of darkness, but then purposefully by the light forces to hold the energies back because you were not ready for them yet. Now they have been released more and more. They are not being held back as they were before. Because consciousness has been increasing across the planet, even if it does not appear to be from your physical eyes standpoint. They have been increasing. Consciousness has been increasing. To see these waves now continue to crash upon the shores of Gaia. And the energy, the ensuing energy, consciousness that spreads out across the planet with all of these waves. And if you look just a little bit ahead in your future, see that one wave that is in this moment now coming toward this galaxy. It has moved through many of the central suns of the galaxies. It is now approaching this galaxy. Great wave will come through your sun and create a massive flash of energy, not in harmful rays, but in beneficial rays, beneficial energy or light coming from and through the sun down to the earth. See this as a great solar flash, which will bring about a massive changeover across your planet. Not all at once, over a period of time. The consciousness in the moment will be raised. Those that are prepared for this, and all of you have been preparing for this for many, many lifetimes here. Preparing for the time that you can arrive. But the purpose that you came here for is now. See that wave of energy now spreading across the planet as it hits the planet. From that solar flash that all across the planet will see, will be aware of. And yes, some will be frightened. But it is not meant to bring fear. It is meant to bring love, a love consciousness. Tsunami of love, if you will. Spread across the entire planet. So see that now happening. Love. Love incarnate from the cosmic source of this universe. Directly spreading across the planet. Yes, that wave of energy, that pulse of energy coming from the central sun of the universe has been stepped down many, many times as it passed through all of the central suns of all of the galaxies. step down and down and down, which has to be, or the earth would be shattered by this energy if it was at its full strength. So it has been stepped down, brought down in energy many, many times over, till the point where it can come through your sun and strike the earth. And many of you, with your third eye open, now open your third eye and see that wave, see that energy, see it in all of its glory, the colors, many colors that it will bring for those that have eyes to see. For those that do not have the eyes to see, they will feel the energy. Those of you that are the empaths will feel this energy and will likely break down and cry. Cry like you've never cried before. Cry of joyfulness. You'll know that in that moment, all that you have been working for, preparing for, all of the lifetimes that you've been here, has now arrived. See the ensuing changes that will come about as a result of this wave or this pulse of energy, solar flash. How everything will change. How the plant life all across the planet will bathe in this light and will flourish like never before that you have seen. The animals all across the planet will begin to change themselves. Those that were carnivores and would feed on other animals will begin to change that. Not all at once. They will begin that changeover. Humanity, oh humanity, will begin the changeover as well. A massive changeover. All of those areas or those pockets of darkness will exist still at that time, will be diminished, will be illuminated. Never again find the darkness, to find the dark corners again. For those shadows, shadowy beings, be directed away. They cannot stand or withstand the light. Now allow yourselves to begin to come back towards your physical body. Bring those feelings, that sense of bliss that you may have had, even for just a moment. That high sense of consciousness, of higher frequency that you felt. Bring that back into your physical body. You may even feel some sensations in your physical body as your astral body and etheric body come back into your physical form. You may feel some tension in your spine as the Kundalini energy has temporarily been awakened. Allow yourselves now to come back into a complete state of consciousness and circulation fully revitalized and refreshed. I am Kara. As always, I appreciate these opportunities, these moments that I can be with you and share with you, my beloved brothers and sisters from the stars. For all of you that are on this call, and many of you that will read these words or listen to these words, many of you are starseeds who came from the stars. Now, in these moments that are yet coming, you are moving into deep, deeper states of consciousness within you. Because that is what this is all about, an awakening of consciousness and a moving into consciousness. For did not the one Yeshua say the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven is within? He never spoke of a place to go to, a place to move into your consciousness. That is what you are doing. As you raise consciousness, as you raise your vibrations, you are moving deeper into levels of consciousness that you have not known for quite some time. Certainly most, if not all, of the lifetimes here on this planet. But yet you came from that higher consciousness, those higher vibrations, before coming into this planet, into this evolution. Many of you were masters, are masters. Many of you have been even stars and planets and have created life all around you. For you all have that creator spirit within you, that creator life within you. We all do. That it is only a matter now of remembering that you have that creative spirit within you, that ability to create. Yes, you can create life even, but for now, you need to simply focus on creating the life within yourself. For assisting all of those around you to help them create in their lives, to create, to know that they are creating their own reality outside of the illusion of this third dimension. For there are those beings which you know of as the Dark Ones, or the Cabal, or the Illuminati, and those that overlord the Illuminati. There are those that have been so involved in holding you back, holding back the light within you, attempting to hold you in the shadows, just as they are within the shadows, pulling you down into those shadows, into that darkness.
Well, I'm listening to something right now.
They attempt to do so in their various ways of controlling. Mass hypnosis, if you will. And in many ways, they are succeeding now, for a great many. But even that great many are beginning to awaken. It may not appear so. They are beginning their awakening process. Because some are looking out and seeing those of you that will not fall into line. They are wondering, why are you not falling into line? Why are you being selfish, they would say. But in their wondering about it, they begin to awaken because they are questioning why. Why would so many be so against wearing masks? Why would so many be against having a relatively safe distance between each other? But deep within them, just as deep within you, the consciousness that awakened within you, that consciousness is awakening within them too. The remembrances are coming back to them as well. That they are remembering the freedom, the desire for that freedom. Not only here in this country, but in all of the world. And yes, you can look across the world and see many battles, many people starving, many people dying of illness because they are not receiving what they need to continue to survive, to live. Yes, that is happening. But it is a general awakening, a planetary awakening that is occurring. And you must know this. You must believe this. All of you, the light workers and warriors, you must believe this. That it is all happening for a reason. That there is a plan in place and in the works. And this plan is far greater than what you can even begin to imagine. It encompasses so much beyond your daily lives. For if you look at the big picture, the large picture, you see life returning. You see light returning here. And this planet becoming the light within the stars once again. And you, those of you, all of you, are bringing that light back here, are allowing for the light to come from the many different sources that it emanates. And yes, from that very one source that is now approaching the galaxy. How fast it comes depends on the frequency of consciousness here on the planet. Those of you overcome all of the conditions that are now appearing on the planet, but that are bringing the awakening. It appears that everyone is becoming divided. But in order to have the awakening, the division must come. The chaos must come before the order. The breakdown must come before the breakthrough. For it is such a huge breakthrough that you are all working and preparing for. And all of you are acclimating to these energies more and more. So that when you hear something, some new truth that is now coming out, that is now being revealed, many of you are not even shocked by it, such as your discussion earlier, for you knew that it was happening, just did not know from which direction it was coming. But the truth must be revealed, and it must come to those that are yet in the awakening process, or that are yet in their slumbering process. So again, my friends, my brothers, my sisters, trust. Trust in the plan. Trust in yourselves to bring about this plan, and trust in all of us who are here to assist and guide you through this plan. This plan that is so immense that it would boggle your third dimensional mind to even begin to understand the fullness, the immensity of this plan. I am Kara, and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and that you find the joy in the moment, every moment that you can, because this is your time now. This is your time to sit back and watch. Watch, become involved when you can, but do not become involved emotionally. Step back and watch how all unfolds. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Greetings to you. One who serves here, Shoshana here, and we are ready to continue this show, as Kara has said here, and quite a show it is it not? Quite a movie that you are watching. But you are not just watching this movie, people, you are creating this movie, this show, this play. You are creating it. You are a big part of this, huge part of this. And the show could not go on without you, just so you know. And that is all we have to say here. And we are ready for your questions if you have any. Would there be questions? You can unmute your phone now and ask your questions if you have them.
I have a question.
Yes.
This is Lori.
Yes.
And I've been noticing that my vision has been changing over the last couple of months, and it's getting to the point where plants sparkle to me, and I notice like water droplets on the grass in all kinds of different rainbow colors, and it's kind of amazing. And on Friday, I actually felt a physical pressure on the middle of my forehead several times during the day, like someone was touching me. But there was, I felt a physical pressure on my forehead, and I was wondering what this is about.
We would say, first of all, wonderful that you are having this awakening experience with your third eye, especially, that is opening now, and you are becoming aware of things that your physical eyes would not have become aware of. You see, you are seeing through your physical eyes, but also through your third eye, because it has opened, and they are working in tandem now, more and more. Not completely, but it is the beginning process of this. And the pressure that you felt is a connection with one particular guide that is attempting to reach you here. You do not yet know who this one is, but if you ask, she will begin to give you an indication. It may not come quite the same way. It may come as a thought that comes through that you wonder, is that my thought or is that someone else's thought? And this is how it begins. So that will add to more and more here. It will increase more and more as you become aware of this. So this is all wonderful, and this is what we have been speaking of for quite some time, many years now as we find it, that your third eye is opening, and also you are beginning to become aware of those glimpses into the higher dimensions that we have also been speaking of, that the dimensions will begin to come together, and that some are even beginning to see what we would call a bleeding of the dimensions together, a merging of the dimensions, where you are in the third dimension, but you are also in the fourth or even fifth dimension at the same time. And we will say here, James does not know this yet, but that is one of the experiences that we are planning at this next advance here, that you can fully experience the dimensionality of who you are and the coming together of those dimensions. Even though your physical body will still reside in that third dimension, it will be raised, and certainly your astral and etheric will be raised into the higher frequency dimensions at the same time. You have played with this before, but this time we're going to take it a further step here. And it will be wonderful for those, especially who are in attendance in the physical level, but also those who are experiencing with us at a visual auditory level as well. Not quite the same as being there, but close. Not definitely better than not at all. Okay, Shoshana, do you have anything
We
to add
cannot
here?
share on this. He has given a full answer.
Very good.
Cool.
Was
The colors,
that
it's like,
sufficient for an answer for you?
yes. I just wanted to say that the colors are like no colors I've ever seen before. They're not normal colors.
Yes. And you have a saying, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby.
Thank you.
Get ready. Would there be other questions here? And that
I have a
was
question.
questions, by the way. Yes.
As we was getting into this meditation, for some reason I had a strange dream where I was driving down the highway at night, and I just had switched lanes getting ready to get off the highway, and all of a sudden, in the middle of this lane that I just switched into, I saw this giant umbrella. Looked like it was broken, and it was in the middle of the lane. It was open enough so that maybe something was under it. And instead of destroying it, my car jumped over it. And in my rearview mirror, after I jumped over it, I saw that there was somebody in the umbrella, like there's maybe hiding in a cave or something. I'm just trying to figure out what that meant.
Before we answer that, we will ask Shoshana, do you wish to?
We do not wish
address
to share on this.
Very good. Then we will say to you that we will look at this in terms of not so much your particular dream, but looking at it in terms of a collective here. And whenever you are moving in a vehicle, that is a movement in consciousness. That is what you are doing. You are riding in your car and you are moving, but you did not say whether you were driving it or whether you were a passenger. Were you driving the vehicle?
Yes.
Yes, we would think that. And very good. You were driving it, so you are driving your consciousness. And you come to an obstacle in the road, and your consciousness, higher consciousness here, jumps the obstacle, goes beyond it. And then when you looked in the rear view mirror, and that is the mirror image of yourself as you are looking back, and you are seeing that part of yourself that attempts to hold you back, you see. But in this particular experience, you were not held back because you did not allow yourself to hold back. Okay? That is all we can tell you because that is all you have given here about this. But we will tell you, dear Thomas, and this is specifically for you here, you are coming to a point where you are going to take more control over yourself. You are not going to let all of those around you control you or attempt to sway you from your chosen course here, your chosen mission here, which you are not even fully aware of that mission yet, but you are moving in that direction, you see. And the fact that you are able to go beyond that obstacle and see it in the rear view mirror, it is meaning that it is becoming the past here. And the past, you can begin to let go of more and more here. Okay?
And you are correct that the person I saw under the umbrella was me.
Very good that you were able to see that for yourself as well. Wonderful.
May we share
Yes.
one aspect to this?
Please.
May we share, dear brother Thomas?
Of course.
Dear brother, as you noted, the umbrella was broken.
Hmm.
This is a symbol, dear brother. Do you know what this is a symbol of?
Not a clue.
An umbrella, dear brother, is a protection. It is something that protects a human from the rain, from the sun, from infiltration, from vision. So your umbrella has broken, you see, because you have discovered you no longer will need it. Namaste.
Very good.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Are there other questions here?
Yes, I do
Yes,
have a
dear one.
question.
Okay, you go first.
Oh, thank you. Hi, this is Lilia, and I'm fairly new to this cause, and thank you, James and Joanna, for this group. I live in the San Francisco area, and I'm learning about this energy science. And every time that I drive, most of the time that I drive by the Golden Gate Park, I feel this immense feeling of happiness, like overwhelming, like it's so beautiful. And but so I'm wondering, is there a meaning for that, or I sometimes I get a feeling that there is some kind of a spiritual beings in the Golden Gate Park, like from the cosmos, and I'm not sure if it is because it's me wanting so much this contact with the beings from cosmos, or it's just me learning how to feel energy from different people.
What we can tell you is two things here. One is you're feeling the energy from the water there, from the experience of the consciousness within the water, and you're beginning to be able to get in touch with that, to feel that, to experience that. That is number one. The second is that it bridge. And what is it a bridge to? It is not simply a bridge from one side to the other, although that is what it appears to be in your third dimensional illusion here, was created to bring people across the bridge. But even the name of it, the Golden Gate Bridge, the bridge to other dimensions, the bridge to other realities, that is what you are feeling, and many others that go to this without even knowing what they are experiencing, you see, and the immenseness of this bridge as well, and the connection with all of those consciousnesses that have been a part of the building of the bridge and the going across the bridge and so on and so on. You see, it is at many levels. If you look at it as simply a bridge at the third dimensional level, then that's all it is a bridge from one place to another. But if you allow for the frequencies to come through, which you are doing when you are there, then it becomes so much more. A bridge to freedom, a bridge to new life. You see, you can add whatever you want at the end of that. The Golden Gate Bridge, the Rainbow Bridge. You see? Shoshana?
We are somewhat confused on your answer, dear one who serves, as she was referring to a park, were you not?
Yes, yeah, the Golden Gate Park. But I'm thinking the Golden Gate Park is very close to the Golden Gate Bridge. So that's what I think.
Oh, okay. We do not have anything to add to this.
Very good. Then
Okay.
are we through with
Thank
that
you.
question? Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Do you have any other questions here?
Yes, dear one. Dear one, this is Lorelei. Hello, dear one who serves in Shoshana. So this week, a person named Bernie Dorman passed away. Bernie Dorman was like someone I really looked up to. He created a business called CEO Space, where people created their businesses in a week-long forum, but in a space of love and brotherhood. And amazing things sprang up out of this thing, which was like the movie The Secret. Anthony Robbins sprang up out of it. T. Harv Eker sprang out of it, and Chicken Soup for the Soul. So anyway, I was kind of shocked when he passed away. I know the last time I saw him speak, he was really on a higher plane. He was speaking about things you just never would speak about usually in a business forum, but he could get away with it, because he was so beloved. So I just wonder, I'm wondering, like I said, I'm kind of sad, but I know he's moved on, but I'm wondering, was he from our soul group? Does he have a message from us? Is there anything you could say about him?
At this point, no, we cannot give anything about this one other than he has moved on to a new place, a better place, you might say, and is ready to continue the work on the other side here. And he has done much work on this side here up to the point where he would leave his body, but it is not done. His mission continues on, you see, and he will bring about influence, we will say, into others as well here from the other side. That is all we can say here. There is no message from this one at this point.
Okay. Thank you.
We
Thank
can
you.
share.
Yes, please.
We can share on this, dear sister. May we share?
Yes, please.
Dear sister, this one you speak of came here to sow the seeds of light, to encourage many to cast upon the earth their own light and their own seeds of wisdom and their own desire to uplift and move humanity forward in consciousness. This you know. This one is very high consciousness. And this one, as he plans a life to participate in this venture, he had a beginning and he had an end. And when his mission was completed, he gracefully left, you see, to move forward in another area of his work. And as you have given, he left his light anchored to the earth through others because we are all one, you see.
Yeah.
This is his message to you.
Oh.
Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. Are there any other questions here?
I've got a little question, actually.
We have a little answer for you.
Okay. It may seem silly, but I was very curious about this. We've been talking a lot about the masks and in our discussions, and a couple days ago, for the very, very first time in forever, Trump was seen giving a talk wearing a mask a couple days ago, and I wanted to know if there's any significance of this. Is he starting to waffle about the mask, or was there some symbolism with him wearing the mask for the first time in many months? Can you shed some light on this, please?
What we can say here, what we find here is that this one, this leader of your country here at this time, and he is a leader here. He is the chosen one to bring about the great changeover that must come here. And he is not capitulating, as many are saying here. He did this because of the situation that he was in terms of a hospital setting, and to be able to go along with that hospital setting, we will say here. If it was somewhere else, he would likely not be wearing a mask. He is attempting to go against the flow Now, this may sound strange. We always say go with the flow, but he is going against the flow of the dark forces here, of the cabal. He is going against that. And he is attempting to show the people that they do not need to capitulate, but he cannot come fully out and just say to everyone, stop wearing your masks. He cannot do that, or stop the social distancing. He cannot come to that point where he can fully come out and say that, not yet. So he has to play the line, you might say, here and there, and that is what he is doing. Okay, Shoshana?
We can share on this. May we share, dear sister?
Yes.
Dear sister, this human has a great understanding of strategy. He is a strategist. He is using and implementing things to reach the people, to strategize. He is, as one who serves has given, is not capitulating. He is simply using the tools to reach more people, you see. You see, this dark force has attempted to silence him, to silence his rallies, to silence the people, to push them away, to push him away from his people. So he has made a strategic decision. If he puts this silly mask on, he can reach more people, you see. He can perhaps have a rally. Perhaps thousands and tens of thousands of people can participate because they can use this tool that has been given so that he may reach others. He is simply using what has been given to him to reach his people, you see. He also must walk the middle line. He must walk the middle line so that he can become the leader once more. So he has in some ways used these tools to show many that he will participate so that he can be reelected, you see. It is a strategy. Namaste.
Yes, and we would say here, there are several on your internet that are saying that the cabal, the Illuminati, they are playing checkers. And your President Trump is playing chess, you see. So he is levels beyond what they are working at here. Do not think for a moment, do not be deceived for a moment that he does not know what he's doing. He is largely guided not only by those of the Alliance, but also of the Ascended Masters and the Galactics, even though he does not physically come in contact with those of the Galactics at this point. He is very aware of the connection with them. He just cannot say that yet. That is all we can say.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Would there be any other questions here before we turn to those email questions?
Yes, I do have one more question.
Yes?
Okay. Hi, this is Lilia again. I was wondering that I'm from Mexico and I'm in this country, and we are so blessed to have this president, Donald Trump, guiding us through the process of awakening. But I'm wondering how can we help the people in other countries, like for example in Mexico. When I speak to my family, to my relatives and friends, they're still not awakened. They're not even. I don't think they even started or conceived that there is another possibility of another reality. How can we help the people in other countries?
First of all, you help yourself. You work within yourself. Then you can help others as they are ready for it, but you cannot shake them awake here, as we're saying now. You must be a guide nudging here and there, just as we do with you. That is what we do. We not shake you awake, do we not? We nudge here and there, and that is all you can do. So do not be concerned about whether those around you are awakening or not. They will in their own time, or they won't. That is up to them. That is their choice to make here as these ascension waves commence, which they have not commenced yet, but as they do, they will have that choice to become a part of it or not. But in the current situation that you are in, those waves of ascension cannot yet begin here. So just be yourself, be who you are, be true to yourself. Do not capitulate here to those around you that are requiring this or requiring that, unless it is for the better good here. And that will need to be left up to you as to what that is or when it would be. Just be yourself, okay, Shoshana?
Yes, we wish to share on this. May we share our perspective with you, dear sister?
Yes, please.
Dear sister, may we ask, do you consider yourself a light warrior?
I do.
Dear sister, all that has come before you and will come after you that considers themselves a warrior, as one who has given, they must stand in their truth. They must stand in their principles solidly. Stand up for who you are. Speak the truth as you know it. Stand in your principles in a kind and compassionate way, you see. And in doing so, those that are ready to hear it will hear it. Those that are ready to awaken will awaken, but not if the warriors of this light brigade do not speak their truth. It is an uncomfortable situation that you find yourself in, but this is what you decided to be in this life. This is what you decided to do in this life. So you must stand within your truth, within your principles, as you will that some will do this and some will not. The goal of all light warriors is to stand in their principle and then let go and not worry about the result of it. Namaste.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Namaste.
Would there be other questions here? Then we would ask, are there those email questions? And then we will release channel following that.
Yes, thank you.
There is, we apologize for the interruption, but we heard another question, and that person is waiting to ask. Do you wish to come forward? We will continue.
Maybe the person too shy here, but that is okay. Then we take your email question.
Yes, thank you. One who serves in Soshana. The first question is from a person in Korea. And number one question from them is, what is the relationship between the Christians' worshiping of Jehovah, and who is Jehovah?
Yes, please.
We apologize.
Yes, please.
We can share on this. The human collective are very creative, you see. And they have given this name to one that they wish to worship and one that they wish to follow. That is all it is, you see. So in the world of wishing for icons, wishing for saviors, wishing for something to intervene, wishing for someone to guide and control your life, they will offer names. It is just a name. It has no significance except for that which those that follow this line of thinking give value to it. So you must see it that way, that it is a creation of man, and they wish to follow the teachings of this one, and that is the name they have given it. Namaste.
Yes, and if you look back at the Old Testament in your Bible and what they gave the characteristics of this Jehovah, it is not the characteristics you would give to the cosmic source, the prime creator, the love principle, you see. For Jehovah has been given anger and jealousy and all of these things. But it is what the human mind, especially in those times, gave to what they looked at as a creative source here, what they called God, or they called that Jehovah. And you can give this many names, Jehovah, God, Yahweh, whatever it is. It is the significance of the one who is giving that title or that name to is how it counts here. You see, and the Christian influence that came from this began fully in the New Testament here with the advent and the coming of Yeshua, and how he brought a movement of consciousness along with him. And the idea of Jehovah in the New Testament is not the same as in the Old Testament here. So Jehovah became God or Lord or Father, and in the New Testament. Okay? That is all we can share on this now.
Thank you.
Next question, yes?
The second question from this lady is, will North and South Korea be united in the year 2020?
We cannot, of course, give a time frame here for this, but we can say, yes, indeed, South Korea and North Korea and South Vietnam and North Vietnam and all of the Souths and the Norths and all of this will one day be united here. In fact, the entire world will be united. All of the separation that you are experiencing now will be gone. That is what comes after the changeover, after the solar flash and the event here. All will lead to united we stand. And as you can see now, with the divided, you are definitely falling. So the division, even though it will lead to a full unification, that is how you have to look at this now. Division will lead to unification. Okay, Shoshana?
Yes, one who serves, you must clarify that the time frame is not up to us.
Yes. That is
and the time frame of the great unification is up to man, is up to humanity as they are uplifted and awakened. More and more unification will occur. But this is not up to North and South Korea. This is up to the entire collective of humanity. Namaste.
Yes, wonderful. And your final question?
Yes, thank you. It is, what is meant by separating the wheat from the chaff?
Yes, and you have been hearing that from us and from other sources many times now, because this is those times that were spoken of in your Bible, in those ancient writings here, that this would be the time of division here, division leading to the unification. But in order to bring about the great awakening, there must be this great dividing here. And this division is happening. It is not only happening between those of the dark forces and those of the light forces, although that is predominantly what this is. There is also a division that is happening between those of those that would be considered asleep, you might say, that have not yet awakened, and those that are awakened. But please understand that even those that are seemingly asleep now will likely become awakened as these frequencies continue to rise. They can not but help to awaken here as the truths continue to be revealed. Know what the wheat from the chaff means. It means in those times they literally had to shuck the husk or the shield around the wheat seed to be able to utilize that seed, you see. So the part that was not able to be utilized here was shucked away. And that is where the original meaning came from. And you are moving to the point where not that those that are not going to awaken, not that they are worthless, certainly we would never say that, but those that cannot move on in the Great Awakening and the ascension, full ascension process here, they will be separated from the others here. And that is a separation, though, of choice. And that is what you have to remember here. They either are choosing it or they will choose the light or the dark. That is up to them. Shoshana?
We find that your answer is very full, and we cannot add to it.
Very good. Then
Namaste.
we are done with the questions. Do you have a parting message here?
We wish to say to all that can hear these words and all that wish to share these words, that all is on course, you see. All is moving toward the great unification of this world, the great awakening of this world, and it will result in these happenings. What all must do is know that what is occurring is just an illusion. It is an illusion. It is an attempt to control the illusion. You are the creators of your life. You can see all things differently. You can see this great movement as a great movement toward all awakening, and you must take that stand as a light warrior, as a light worker, and move forward in consciousness in that way. It is not up to any of us to judge what is going on, but to see it and create it as we wish it to be. We are the creators. Namaste.
Wonderful. And we would just say here to continue to be yourself through all of this. Be true to yourself, because you are the creative process here. You are the awakening process. You are the way showers, the ones that come before, the ones that are showing the way, showing the pathfinders, whatever you want to call it. You are the ones that come forward before the others here. And in that process, in the situation that you find yourself, you need to fully be true to who you are. And as Shoshana said earlier, stand up for yourself. Do not fall back into the shadows here. Be yourself. Be the light that you are meant to be, the light to the world. Yeshua said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, or the light. Be that way. Be the truth, and be the light to the world. Shanti, peace be with you.
We wish to add.
Be the one.
May we add? We wish to add one more thing to this. And that is for all to remember in this moment that you have chosen this. That this is the live it. And you must live it with strength and resolve, as you have chosen this life. You have chosen to forward consciousness of mankind. You have chosen to be the warriors. You have chosen to be the light here. And you must continue with this mission until it is completed. Namaste.
All righty then.